Lambeau Fields, and you're watching FSN.
It's time for high school football.
On Thursday night.
The Rebels are ready to run.
The Colonels are ready to stomp.
The Rebels are ready to hit. And the Colonels are ready to rock the house.
Thursday night football at FSN! Woo!
Kentucky in the Toyota High School game of the week on Thursday night on FSN Ohio's the 4-2 Boone County Rebels take on the 3-3 Dixie Heights Colonels. Hello again, everyone. Brad Johansson alongside Dave Lapham, ready for a little high school football tonight, and this one should be good as we venture into Kentucky for the first time.
It really should, and I think we've got a Paul Revere game of the 21st century, Brad. Instead of by land and by sea, we're going to go by land and by air tonight big time.
All right, I like that. If you're going to go on ground attack, you can't really go any further than Corey Ferris, who is the man in Kentucky this year.
He really is. I mean, he is averaging a Sean Alexander-like 208 yards a game. Incredible. Averaging over 7 yards a carry, 15 touchdowns. He makes precision cuts, and as we can see, he accelerates. He gets from 0 to top end speed very, very quickly. He is complemented by Nasir Doucette, and he's got 29 catches, averaging over 15 yards per, 4 touchdowns. He's an outstanding route runner, gets separation. He's very sure-handed, and he's very elusive after the catch. Yards after catch, nice 1-2 punch right there for Boone County.
Well, if you go by land and by air on the other side, I guess you have to start on the ground game, and that's Marty Maloney.
Marty Maloney's big time as well. I mean, this guy can get it done. He's averaging almost 120 yards a game, over 5.5 yards a carry, 8 touchdowns himself. Excellent vision. He's got good instincts. He runs with good pad level. Had an outstanding game last week against Holmes, and he's complemented by E.J. Detmer. 26 catches, almost 20 yards per catch, 6 touchdowns. Stretches the field, therefore stressing the defense, and he helps create running lanes that balances this offense. So what we have is 4 young men that are big playmakers, and I think this game could be decided by explosive plays. Which one of these 4 or how many of these 4 will step up?
Yeah, it should be very interesting. You talk to both of these coaches, and they will tell you, don't tell the other coach, but I think if I get 21 points, I might get it done tonight.
And I think that's what it's going to take. I think 3 scores will give a leg up to somebody. I think we're going to have an exciting one.
We should have a good one tonight. Hope you'll join us. The kickoff is coming up next from Edgewood, Kentucky. The Toyota High School game of the week. Next on FSN Ohio.
You gotta see the new car I'm buying at carsoup.com. It's easy.
The best way to see all the new cars is at carsoup.com with 360-degree views inside and out. See new cars like never before. All the details and the best prices from local dealers. It's easy to find the perfect new car for you. carsoup.com. With great dealers like these, it's easy to find your next vehicle right inside carsoup.com, your online super shopping center. Buy, research, sell. carsoup.com.
Greg, I got customers. He collecting unemployment and his wife is getting disability. Can we get these people a car?
Here at Premier Mart, they're approved with the National Bank.
Now what if they got 5 repos?
They're approved.
Now what if they got medical bills, divorce, and bankruptcy?
Here at Premier Mart, they're approved with the National Bank.
Now what if they make part-time and they have minimum wage? Can we get these people a car?
Yes, they're approved at Premier Auto Mart.
So here at Premier Auto Mart, you're approved.
Premier Auto Mart, 816 Route 4 in Hamilton.
Only on Speed.
Tonight's game on FSN Ohio. Brought to you by your Cincinnati and Northern Kentucky Toyota dealers, proud sponsors of tonight's live high school football game featuring Boone County and Dixie Heights. By John Deere, nothing runs like a deer. And by Meyer, higher standards, lower prices. And you see the Boone County Rebels coming off the field and heading to their sidelines. Welcome, everyone.
Looks like the Tar Heels, Brad. That looked like North Carolina to me.
You got the feeling you're taking this one to another level, aren't you?
Yeah, right.
With the Rebels under the Colonels' control, Dixie Heights on their new field. Ready to welcome the Rebels in a good old-fashioned good one here in Kentucky, because they are like-minded teams, and they know each other extremely well over the years.
And last year, Brad, the game was decided by 4 points, 14-10. Ferris had a 65-yard touchdown scoot. Doucette had a gadget play touchdown off a flea flicker for Boone County, and those 2 scores ended up winning the football game 14-10. So That one obviously very competitive. We're looking for the same thing tonight. I think we both think may get a little higher scoring than that, though, don't you agree?
Yeah, I think you're right. I think we may get a bunch of points on the boards. As you see Rick Thompson here, he'd like to have a bunch on his side. 62 and 48 in his 10th year as Boone County head coach. And Tom Spritsky, 83 and 53 in his 12th year at Dixie Heights. These guys know each other well as well.
Yeah, they do. And Rick Thompson, part of the Owen Hauk coaching tree. He's the head coach, obviously, for Boone County, and then Owen Hauk has the head coach over at Bellevue, Connor, Ryle. So Rick Thompson carrying the torch for Owen Hauk and all of his compatriots. Man, there's a cheerleader in the future there. Huh?
There you go. The balloons float into the air. And, I mean, these families even go back a little bit, and they still really have to deal with each other. Rick Thompson's brother, Mike Thompson, went to school with Spritsky at Highlands High School. Then they went over to Hanover together to play football. And, you know, Rick now lives next door to Tom's cousin, so it's kind of hard to get away from each other.
It is Kentucky. It's hard to get away from each other. Everybody knows everything. It's like one big cul-de-sac over here in northern Kentucky. Everybody knows everybody.
Well, Boone County going to kick off to Dixie Heights. Nick Houlihan. It's Matt Maloney who is back deep.
They don't mess around, you know. Get the man back there in the return process. Might as well get your best guy with the ball in his hand returning kickoffs.
Absolutely. And they will let it go. Maloney will come up at the 12 and take it. Shakes one, but not for long, as they'll drag him down in front of the 25-yard line. Kyle Thornberry in on the first special teams stop. And you're looking at Joey Bricking. Had a tough one last week. You see his overall numbers. He's even on TDs and interceptions, which coach would like to change.
Yeah, you want to be in the positive ratio there, and he's completing less than 50% of his passes, as you can see. So want to have a better night than that and keep that offense balanced. Don't want to be one-dimensional.
7 of 27 last week with 3 picks, and will throw on first down here on a comeback route, and he gets E.J. Detmer, his favorite target, for a pickup just short of 10. Taken down by Micah Draper. So we take a look at the Wellington Orthopedic starting lineups for tonight. See on the offensive line, LeBron Okoski, Highhouse, Sanders, and Derek Freeman.
Freeman's getting some looks from Eastern Kentucky and Western Kentucky, so keep an eye on big number 78. We already saw Detmer get involved in the first play of the game.
And a flag before they get this one out.
Don't want to have those pre-snap penalties. Don't want to go there. And you got Boone County offside, a little encroachment going on. You can't listen to the quarterback. Look at the football. When the ball moves, you move.
And our Wellington Orthopedic and Sports Medicine defensive starting lineup for Boone County. Brown, Turner, Rich, and Brown. Yes, they are brothers back there. We seem to have a theme going on with our high school games. They'll be Spalding, Eagler. And you see those on second down. Taken out strong is Connor Brock down the left sideline and into Boone County territory in front of the 30-yard line. Corey Spalding on the hit, but Brock had plenty of running room.
Yeah, nothing wrong with having a 1-2 punch in the running game as well.
31-yard gain for Connor Brock.
Everybody wants to take Maloney out of the action and get Connor Brock on the perimeter, and he did a nice job gobbling up real estate. Good block on the perimeter. You're getting people on the ground. Boone County, a couple of defenders getting cut in half. And bad angle of pursuit. Connor Brock outran it.
Shotgun from the 29, looking long left, and Detmer's out of bounds. He went up and caught it, but he was out of bounds before he was able to even leave.
The one thing we got to watch, the great Mark Wagner here is on top of things. Boone County has penalty problems, you know. What is it, Mark? 2 penalties every 19 snaps?
How about the
19 yards per game.
Oh, 2 penalties for 19 yards per game, so they're not heavily penalized. So that was very uncharacteristic for them to jump off sides like that early in the football game. And you see, not able to get any part of the body in bounds is Detmer.
Second down and 10 from the 29. And Maloney is met in the backfield and dragged down by Andy Rich. Nice penetration there on that one. 4-yard loss.
Andy Rich is the most active of the defensive linemen, and you know, Boone will run a little bit of 4-3. They'll also go with a 3-4 look tonight because Dixie spreads the field. And Rich, that's like a quarterback sack. I mean, that's a tackle for loss. You're off schedule. Now you're facing 3rd and long. So Rich is going to be a factor in there as he's playing nose in this 3-4 look right now.
They're down at 14, back at the 33-yard line. Bricking's under pressure already. Fleets it at the 25, but dragged down well short by Corey Spaulding. Is Christian Braun. And we'll see what Dixie does here in a 4th and long situation.
Nice job to move the pocket by design, change the launch point, try to get away from that pressure on the interior because there was pressure once again up the middle of the defense. Brian Robertson coming on the blitz. I agree with this. It's too long a field goal. You don't want to punt. I think it's a 4th down situation that you try to convert.
4th and 14. Going long. End zone. Picked off. Micah Draper was all over E.J. Detmer. And this one will go Boone County's way.
Well, should have knocked it down. He cost his team 9 yards in field position, but you don't think about that. You know, your instinct is to catch the football. It was 4th and 9 from the 29-yard line, and the interception is made in the end zone. And if you knock it down on 4th down, you get the ball back to the line of scrimmage to the 29 by intercepting this ball, which is a great play. And again, you'd have to be a very, very smart football player to think that many snaps ahead, but Draper does a good job of securing the football. He gives his team 1st and 10 at the 20 after the touchback.
Come on now, David's his first high school football game on TV. He wants to pick it in the end zone. 1st and 10 from the 20. Yeah, pickup of maybe 3 yards. Corey Ferris, the guy that we have talked about in the open, taken down by Daniel Eastham, their captain. Take a look at Sean Bogle's stats.
You know, and Brad, the thing about Bogle, his numbers are solid. The thing about him is his escapability. He can make all the throws, but he can hurt you with his feet. He can extend plays, create plays because of his feet. He's a leader, more of a quiet leader, but very athletic, and he's really developed as a quarterback with his consistency.
2nd and 7. And they're all over Ferris. Don't let Ferris free. That will be the theme tonight, a 1-yard pickup.
Pleasant surprise up front here, Brad. They've really come together as a group. Coaches say it's hard to single any one guy out as being the guy, which is good news. Everybody playing at a high level.
Your Wellington Orthopedic starting lineup on the offense for Boone County, now facing a 3rd and 6.
Sam Brown going both ways, tight end and defensive end for Boone County. Whoa.
And Bogle is met in the backfield and will let it go, and that one's picked off by Detmer. Back-to-back interceptions on possessions.
Well, Sean Bogle made a mistake, Brad, in that he has to eat that football. He's under pressure, he's under duress. The blitz is there. Eastham is in the area, and he's also getting dragged down from behind, and you can't throw this football up for grabs. At this point in time, you know, they've won the battle, and you're compounding your problem. Godsey takes him to the turf. You can't throw the interception.
So on the hurry up, Bricking hands off to Maloney on 1st down, now in business, right about where they had left the ball last time before the interception. Are now inside the 25-yard line, down to about the 21.
Absolutely. They threw the interception from the 29-yard line. They regained possession at about the 23, so back and forth it goes. And now Joey Bricking is 9 touchdowns, 10 interceptions.
Got Detmer. Dragging tacklers down to the 10-yard line. It's going to be 1st and goal from there, depending on the marking. Dragged down by Corey Spaulding, and he had Greg Neiman. He gave Greg a little ride.
Yeah, he did, and he used the stiff arm well. Used that left arm as a stiff arm, and did a nice job of accumulating yards after catch. A little receiver screen. You got one receiver blocking for the other out there, and Christian Braun did a good job of getting Detmer going by throwing a nice block on the edge.
11-yard pickup. 1st and goal from the 10. Give it to Maloney straight up the middle. He'll take a hit. Get maybe 1.
I think both coaches feel, Brad, that red zone is key, because we talked about they feel almost the first one to score 3 times gets a big edge. You got to score touchdowns in the red zone. You can't settle for 3.
Greg Turner in on the stop, making it 2nd and goal from the 9.
And Joey Bricking getting the calls from the sideline.
Detmer going wide. Can't get in, will be marked out at the 2-yard line, will be 3rd and goal from there. Taken down by Jason Chisholm.
Very impressed with Detmer. Obviously, they're involving him in the passing game, and it's 3-step drop and the ball's out. You know, it's quick rhythm passing. Get the ball to Detmer in space. Let him do something after the catch. He's got an interception. He's probably their best guy in the secondary.
Bricking has a man back in the end zone, overthrew him. Was looking for Brent Preston and had him wide open. He had 2 guys wide open.
He had Maloney open as well. He had Maloney open shallow, Brad, and then he went deep to Preston. The easier throw, in my opinion, was to Maloney. He had him available about 5 yards shorter.
So they will bring out Mitchell Jett.
So
for a 20-yard field goal from the angle.
Boone County bends but doesn't break.
Snap back, hold down, and kick is true. And Dixie Heights is on the board first. 2 yards away from 7. They end up with 3. 6:52 to go in the first. The Colonels draw first blood. You're watching the Toyota High School Game of the Week on FSN Ohio.
Gator utility vehicles from John Deere. Turn it loose and you can go anywhere and do anything. On the job and on the trail. So get more done and get more time for fun with the complete lineup of John Deere Gators. Get great offers on Gator utility vehicles at your local John Deere dealer.
The doctors told me I had 3 cracked vertebrae in my lower back, and at that point in time, I was unable to work.
I'm Tim Misney. If someone has made you a victim, call me. I'll be there for you, and I'll make them pay.
We are back with the high school game of the week. Boone County, Dixie Heights, and the Colonels draw first blood. A 20-yard field goal after getting stymied at the 2-yard line. Mitchell Jett cashes in. And now Boone County will have its second chance.
Both defenses have a takeaway already in this game, Brad.
Heights cashed in after throwing one in the end zone. They get one back. Short kick. Picked up and taken across the 35.
Charles,
nice hit by Daniel Easton.
Yeah, Queno got rocked, didn't he?
That's a welcome. Hey, let's take a look at the scoring drive here. 6 plays, 8 yards, 104 after the pick.
Pretty nice job by Boone County, really stiffening their neck right there. A little over 1 yard per play.
Sean Bogle will go back at it. He needs to have a short memory here. He sends 2 wide out right with the offset eye. Gives it to Ferris. Breaking tackles, but can't get out of the 3rd one, just across the 40-yard line, taken down by E.J. Detmer.
Oh, he is
one
everywhere.
Of many guys will go both ways.
He's everywhere, isn't he? I mean, he's their best tackler in the secondary. He came up with the big interception. He's
ready for prime time player.
Catching the football, making a lot of plays. He's a big-time player.
See Boone County getting some instruction on the sideline here.
His twin sister's also on the cheerleading squad, so the Detmer family's big at Dixie Heights.
They will be seen everywhere. 2nd down and 6 from the 41. Ferris, his biggest run of the night, takes him out to the 49-yard line, and will move the chains as Alex Koski takes him down.
Well, one of the big goals for Dixie Heights is to keep Ferris closer to 100 yards rushing and not 200.
Good luck.
Yeah, nice block by Kyle Airy. Comes in motion as the wing back, and it's kind of like a little trap play, and Airy gets a block, and Ferris utilizes that. You know, Ferris is one of those guys where he may rush for 5, may rush for 4, then all of a sudden, boom, he's gone for 55.
They'll give it to him enough to give him plenty of chances to do that. 1st and 10 from their own 49. Play action to Ferris. Bogle has a man, can't come down with it. Sam Brown was out there, had to leave the ground, was in his hands, but couldn't bring it in.
Nice, nicely conceived play right there. Little play action, get Bogle out of pocket, give him a 2-way go. Could have tucked it and run for decent yards, but he started to drool when he looked downfield and he saw Sam Brown available to him and just put a little too much air underneath it, although Sam Brown's going to say, you know what, if I get 2 hands on it like I should have right there, I got to catch this football.
Sam, the older brother of Andrew, who also plays tight end and will play defense as well. Bogle will go from the shotgun this time. On 2nd down and 10 going long. Doucette can't hang on. Another dropped ball, and that one was thrown perfectly.
Yeah, that was a nice ball.
Inside the 20-yard line, Connor Brock in coverage.
Doucette, 5'8", 165 pounds. It looks like a Smurf out there. Not the biggest guy in the world, but he's quick and he gets in and out of his cuts well and ran a nice route here. The ball was thrown beautifully, starting to get a little separation. I'll tell you, 99 times out of 100, he catches that football. That just happened to be the one time where he didn't.
29 receptions already this year, topping his last year's total by 5 already. 3rd down and 10, ball at the 49. Dumping off the screen, and that one was dropped.
Wow.
1, 2, 3, and you're out.
Contagious.
Bogle now 0 for 4, and it's certainly not his fault that
Brown
he carries that stat.
I mean, Brown's got to catch. He had 2 drops, and one of them was tougher than the first one was tougher than that one. But boy, all of a sudden, Brown drops one, Doucette, Brown drops another one, and you got to make some plays for your quarterback out there.
E.J. Detmer is back. Is Nick Houlihan.
Go to the sideline, Brad, and the coaches say, look, Dixie Heights didn't stop. You guys stopped yourselves.
Absolutely.
Catch the rock.
Houlihan to angle it near side. But Detmer will take it at the 12 and break out of that first tackle. Loses his balance across the 15. And
late flag.
Flag on the field as Dixie Heights will get the ball back with a 3-point lead. 43-yard punt. 6-yard return. 3-0 Dixie. We'll be right back after this.
Hi, I'm Jeff Gordon. Have fun for your money and save at Mark's.
I'm Mark Glassman, the owner of Mark's Deep Discount Stores of Northeast Ohio. Mark's works on a shorter markup than most retailers. A big part of being able to do this is our tremendous store value. Thousands of customers pass through our stores every day. This allows us to buy in bulk and pass those savings on to you.
Like Sunshine Cheez-Its too for only $4.98.
Race on in and stock up for the big race.
Have fun for your money and save at Mark's.
Sure, Fathead is super realistic and massive, but to me, it's a little more than that. To me, a Fathead is an athletic performance that is immortalized for all time, longer even. And I'm not saying that I have superpowers, but I'm the one immortalizing it. So I wouldn't say superpowers, but at least the power to grant everlasting life.
Real big Fathead. The biggest players, the biggest moments. Never looked so real. Get yours today at fathead.com.
And welcome back to Edgewood, Kentucky for the Toyota High School Game of the Week. Boone County and Dixie Heights. Dixie has it back and leading 3-0. Let's go down on the sidelines because this team's in a hurry-up offense. Dave Lapham Jr. has it figured out. Don't you got all the digits down, don't you, Dave?
Well, I haven't cracked their code yet, but I got their scheme, I guess, is what they're doing. Dixie gets to the line of scrimmage. The coaches yell out a formation. Quarterback makes sure everybody's set, and the coaches give him a 3-digit number like, 901, 126. He relays that around, and off they go. So not really much huddling. They're on the move, trying to keep Boone County off balance.
Don't you think he should have those codes figured out, Dave?
I think by halftime, Rain Man will have it down.
1st and 10 from the 8-yard line. Penalized on the kickoff. And Maloney will take it out short of the 15-yard line.
I think that what Dixie Heights does by this no huddle is they don't allow Boone County to think about any substitutions at all. You can't run different people out in the field to match up. And really, with this spread offense, they're trying to create running lanes for Maloney with those big splits up front. and those wide receivers spreading the football field. 4 wides now.
Keith Goff on the tackle, and Bricking pulled somebody offside with that quick count.
Yeah, you heard.
Might have been Sam Brown.
You heard the non-rhythmic,
yeah,
high voice inflection snap count. Can't listen to the quarterback. You've got to be disciplined enough to watch the football. And the way Dixie Heights is lined up right now, that's a 2-back set. The running back can run the football as well as the quarterback.
Maloney will get it this time after a free first down on the penalty. And on first down, take it out across the 23-yard line before Keith Goff and Brian Robertson take it down.
Little zone read right there. They ran the zone play to the left side. Bricky handed the football off. Bricking did, but watch him later on as he's watching the backside defensive end. If he doesn't play his responsibility, Bricking will keep the football, and he'll take it out of Maloney's belly, and he'll run the ball to the other direction and make that backside defensive end pay if he doesn't stay disciplined.
And sends in motion left side, and Boone County was ready for Connor Brock coming to that side. He had taken one down the sideline earlier for a bunch. Sam Brown on the tackle.
And right now, what Dixie Heights wants to do is go on a long, sustained, multiple play drive. They don't have the greatest field position, and they want to grind Boone County right now defensively. Pretty good job by Boone County coming off a block though and getting involved in the action. They played their gap control responsibilities well there. Their best, sometimes your best defense for Boone County's offense is Dixie Heights offense staying on the field and playing keeper.
We'll call a 3rd down and 3. Brigging with that heavy count has Maloney sidestepping his way as Goff takes him down, but not before he'll move the chains one more time, out just short of the 35-yard line. Andy Rich in on that stop as well, but not before Maloney picks up another 9.
Nice vision by Maloney. And right there, you saw where Bricking almost took the ball out of Maloney's belly there, and they're very, very tight. Running back right on the quarterback's hip. That's a 2-back set. I mean, Maloney could be a lead blocker for Bricking, and they do have a quarterback run package. That time Maloney showing very good vision when he took that football.
Timeout on the field. Boone County wants to talk this one over, and Maloney getting some congratulations on the side. He had season highs, as we talked about last week. 34 carries, 174 yards and a TD. He's averaging nearly 120 yards a game, and it seems like he gets stronger the more he carries it.
Yeah, he's a workhorse, Brad. He's in great shape, obviously. He's very, very durable to be able to carry the football as much as he does. You have to limit his defensive snaps. He's probably going to be one of the better.
Make sure, hey, Stag, you got to get him on the sideline. Get up here as far as you can, all right?
One of the district coaches.
He gets nosing in there.
Let's go, gentlemen. Let's go.
They make greased pig.
Slippery. He's got some elusiveness to it.
And he's shown that a little bit already tonight. Maybe UC bound, at least if he follows Dad, who's a lab technician out in Clifton.
He's a 3.87 GPA student. He's outstanding in that regard.
1st down and 10, and this one stopped early.
Lost the football. Boone County comes up with that second takeaway for the Boone County defense, and I think coming up with the football may have been Andrew Brown. But so now there's an interception, and this time, really,
just never got the handoff.
Well, his quarterback was trying to Bricking was trying to take it out of his hand, and Maloney was fighting to keep it, and the ball's just out. And that, as a result of the ball just laying there, Andrew Brown says, "Thank you very much." Have to be a lot more sure with the exchanges, and if you feel the pressure, if the running back, hunkers down over it like that, you got to let the big boy keep it.
Dixie leads 2-1, but it's not a category they want to lead in. That's turnovers.
Right.
Ferris bouncing his way outside, and will get a bunch before he is drilled out of bounds. Stephen Benson there with Matt Hughes. Let's head down to the field to Dave again.
Well, guys, Dixie Heights is putting Alex Koski and Mike Walls, a couple big guys, 6'3", 6'4", 250-pound guys to the strong side over the tight end side. And I think they're trying to do that to stymie this power running game at Dixie Heights. So far, they look pretty effective at it.
Yeah, that's one thing that Boone County is going to do is run the Owen Hauk power game, no question about it.
Ferris nowhere. Needed 2, got nothing. It'll be 3rd and 2 as Koski takes him down.
You know, Corey Ferris has got such a unique ability to cut, make the violent cut. Boone County has implemented the zone and the stretch play to go along with that power game that Dave was talking about, because Corey Ferris does have a great feel and he does have good vision. There you see some of the bigger guys lining up, Koski and Walls lining up on the same side of the formation to the strength of the formation where the wingback is.
3rd and a couple. Ferris trying to push the pile. See where the left foot, right foot ends up. It's going to be close. Higgins and Eastham in on the stop.
Number 4, Corey Ferris, from left side.
Dixie Heights has a couple of keys that they think are very important in this game, and talked about earlier. In a perfect world, they'd love to keep Corey Harris under 100 yards, not 200 yards. They feel like they have to do a good job of tackling, Doucette in space. So far, they've done a pretty good job in both areas. Doucette, the only time he was thrown to, didn't catch the football.
Yeah, 3 drops already on Bogle so far to go along with an interception that he's thrown. But this one from Ferris moves them into 1st down. Range from the 18-yard line, a new set. Bogle will go from the shotgun here. Has plenty of time looking end zone. Doucette is out there. Can't chase it down. A little overthrown from Bogle. Connor Brock in coverage again.
Yeah, that was good coverage. Connor Brock used the back corner of the end zone on the sideline as a 12th defender. And Doucette basically ran out of football field. Let's take a look at it. What you do is you press the receiver to the sideline, and that's exactly what occurred. And nice ball.
That's a pretty looking ball.
He can make all the throws, and that was a real tight spiral.
Zach Eagler comes in on this one. On 2nd down and 10 from the 18. Give it to Ferris. He follows some blocking and is able to log roll himself before he goes down. Close to the 16-yard line, probably mark it right around the 17 there.
And the key block was by the guy you said came into the game. They brought Eagler in the game, Brad, and they said, you know what, you're going to come from the wing-back position at 5'11", 205. You're going to be our lead blocker. Boom. Nice job by Eagler. He pancakes him. Just logs him inside and pancakes him, takes him right to the turf.
Benson makes the tackle, making it 3rd and 3. Ball at about the 17-yard line. Ferris again burrows his way. And it would appear by the marking, the way the side judge is coming in, they may move the chains one more time.
You know, we talked about Corey Ferris, what a great athlete he is. Looks like he's going to commit to UK to play baseball, and he's won 5 letters in baseball. He played varsity baseball as an 8th grader. He'll get his 4th football letter this year. He would have had 4 basketball letters if he decided to stay there. He played summer baseball on the Midland National Championship team. The Yankees came and worked him out, and he ran a 6'1", which for a high school player is pretty darn strong. And he's one of the best running backs ever in the Northern Kentucky area, trying to chase down Sean Alexander's distant records.
Move the chains again, does Ferris, to the 13. Get it one more time. Got to string it out. And we'll take it down to about the 5-yard line, just inside there. Yeah, I mean, what is he doing slacking off, only getting 2 basketball letters? I mean,
yeah.
Can't he play a little bit?
Decided he'd give that one up. And, you know, the best thing about this young man is you see he's a competitor and he's going to get every yard that he can. A little stiff arm there, boom, take it out of bounds. He's very humble. All he wants to do is talk up his offensive lineman, his support cast. I mean, and we've talked about the dynamic, you know, with Anthony Munoz when he's with the Bengals. Your best player's your best person. Here, Ferris, their best player's their best person. And that's a very nice synergy to have.
He took it to the 4. 2nd down from there, going to get it again. And Ferris is in the end zone for the first touchdown of the game, and it belongs to Boone County.
And that's his 16th rushing touchdown of the season. That's a scoring machine right there. And he's one of those guys, when he gets close to the end zone, he's got a nose for it. Once he picks that scent up, you're not going to keep him out of the end zone.
So Ferris, as advertised, everything on that drive for Boone County after the turnover. A couple of turnovers have cost these teams points. Brad Chalfant, the left footer, puts it through for the 7-3 lead for Boone County.
Well, turnovers usually dictate field position. Short fields usually result in scores. And Boone County took advantage of one of their turnovers for a touchdown. Dixie Heights takeaway resulted in a field goal. So Boone County's +1 in the turnover department. And one of their turnovers gave him a short field, and Ferris said, we're going to finalize and capitalize, and he did.
So, as expected, we're going to get a back-and-forth battle with these two teams. And this one may come down to the last possession, and it may come down to who cashes in for 7 and who cashes in for 3 on turnovers if we go like we're going so far in the first.
And I'll tell you what, my man Nick Blessing, the lineman, knows where to sit on the bench. You sit next to the hero because you're going to get some TV
You're going to
time.
get some shots.
Absolutely. You're going to get a little mug shot in there. I like my man Nick Blessing, 5'8", 210. That's a shot put with legs. I like that style.
Houlihan will kick this one off. You're looking at Marty Maloney. And it'll be Detmer that takes this one across the 10. Going to come near side. And use some blocking for a little while, but that gives way just short of the 25-yard line. An 8-play, 67-yard drive, 2:29 off the clock. And there's your touchdown from Corey Ferris.
That's a nice drive right there. 8 plays, go about 2/3 of the field.
How about those sideburns?
That's puberty at a young age. That's a man right there. I couldn't grow those till I was
I can't grow them now.
A senior in college.
Look at those. 170 rushes for Ferris. The team 204.
For Dixie, yeah, for Dixie Heights. His numbers are more impressive than Dixie.
They're more impressive. It's not just Dixie.
Yeah,
I mean,
more impressive than anybody.
Let's go with it. You can put up any team up there.
Right.
Boone thought they'd come up with another one. It will be called down short of the 25. Zach Eagler. And they'll go and hurry up again.
You know, there's good news and bad news. Good news is you kind of get Boone on their heels, but if you don't execute, you're off the field quickly. I mean, you're not burning any clock. You know, if you go 1, 2, 3 and out, you get your poor defense back out in the field, and they didn't even have time to catch their breath.
Well, they wanted to go, but the referees were a little confused till they looked at the scoreboard, found out we're done with 1.
How about that?
And Boone is up by 4 after 1. The visiting team comes in, and Corey Ferris, as advertised, takes it into the end zone after a turnover. Number 4 goes for 6. We'll be back to start the second after this.
For the best in sports, ESPN, brought to you locally by Dave Knapp Ford Lincoln Mercury.
Find an easier way to shop with Shop NBC. From fashion, jewelry, cosmetics, electronics, and everything for your home. Shop NBC is the place to shop 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Shopping made easy from the comfort of your own home. Shop NBC. Be good to yourself.
Back in Edgewood, Kentucky, Boone County over Dixie Heights, 7-3, and we're joined by phone by one of the Boone County greats, maybe the Boone County great.
Legend.
Just finished a little practice out in Seattle. Sean Alexander. Sean, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How you guys doing out there?
We're fantastic. We're still a little bit angry with you. We made a trip down to Seattle being very neighborly with our Bengals, and you were very rude.
Man, it was a good game. It was a good game.
Oh, don't play off like that, Sean. We got a good one going here. Boone County up 7-0. As a matter of fact, the guy who seems to be kind of chasing down some of your numbers. Corey Ferris seems to say Sean Alexander who tonight.
Oh, that's good. That's a good thing. You know, we have a long line of good running backs at that school, you know, so it's good anytime the next one shows up. We're all happy.
Records are meant to be broken, I guess, huh?
That's how it is.
Yeah, talk about, I mean, you're obviously, there's a flag on that play. There's a face mask as the tackle was made, and it's a big one, 15 yards. Boone County has penalized 15 yards for the personal foul, grabbing the face mask and taking the running back to the turf. Sean, you had a great career, obviously, at Boone County, Alabama, MVP in the National Football League. What did Boone County, your experiences there, teach you? What kind of foundation was laid for you to the next level and level after that when you were in high school?
Well, you know, I think Boone County did an excellent job. You know, Owen Houck was the head coach then, and he's the all-time winningest coach in Kentucky at that time. He was, and you know, it was just about being just tough and focused, you know, and it didn't matter where we were playing. The coaches were like, we don't care where we play against, who we play against. We're going to be tough and we're going to be focused. And they really prepared me for the intensity of Division I football. And, you know, it was a lot of fun. We worked hard, but we had a lot of fun with those teams. And, you know, we didn't lose too many games either, so it was good.
Yeah, that helps with the fun, as Brian Robertson on the big hit on Maloney. And, Rick Thompson says you're still kind of a regular in here. You call and certainly talk to a lot of the backs and a lot of the guys in the team. Why stay connected to this?
You know, I think that's how it's always been. You know, our school is it's unique, and even though it's a public school, it's almost university type atmosphere. Guys are always hanging around and coming back, and I'm sure all the assistant coaches were former Rebels, you know, and that's just how it is. So people stay in touch, and they keep that family atmosphere going. So you know, I get to hang out with some of the guys when I come back home, and maybe it's running a little bit or catching a couple balls, and that's just how it is. That's our family.
You're such a role model for everybody, including your alma mater, Boone County. I mean, you give back, and that you're a quality human being as well as a great football player. Where does that mentality to give back come from? Because you do it as well as anybody.
You know what? I had an awesome mother. You know, my mom was always a person that said, "Hey, if you give, it's going to give back to you." You know what I mean? And if you can lead people to do good things, then you'll look up and everything that you touch have that greatness feel to it. And you know, we've been trying to build that out here in Seattle, having that spirit of excellence where everything you do is going to be able to help your brother out. And that's kind of how I live my life. You know, I thank God for my family. You know, my father said, "Let's go win," and my mom said, "Let's do it with class and style." So,
yeah.
So it was just a cool combo I had.
Yeah, it was a cool combo. We just saw a cool combo. Detmer with a fantastic catch, taking down Joey Bricking's ball and taking it on a 3rd down and 15 across midfield and into Boone County territory. Tell us a little bit about your foundation and what it's doing even around here. It still has impact around here, doesn't it, Sean?
Yeah, you know, my foundation, the Sean Zinner Foundation, we partner up with other organizations to help bring light to them that are either going to do 3 things. Either going to grow you in education, grow you in your faith, or grow you in a vision for your future. So, you know, so a lot of times I've been able to send a lot of kids to some of the camps that I really enjoy. I think we sent probably about 3 or 4 or 5 guys from this year's team out to the FCA camp a couple years ago when Tony Dungy was one of the coaches teaching the kids, and Bobby and Tommy Bowden were some of the coaches, and they teach the kids about it's okay to be a strong Christian, a man of faith, a man of integrity, but still kick some butt on the gridiron. And I think that's important for kids to know is that man, you can be a godly person in everything that you do on and off the field. But when you're on the field, you can still be the man and not be ashamed of your gift. And it's good.
Speaking of being the man, if I'm not mistaken, didn't you have a street named after you around your high school? I mean, what's that like? That's eternity. I mean, that's something that's about as high an honor can be bestowed on somebody. What was that like when they had the ceremony and Sean Alexander Way was dedicated?
Yeah, it's a weird feeling knowing that you got a street named after yourself.
Really?
You know, you're like, now the funniest thing is that, you know, I was driving and I was driving the speed limit. So whenever I know when I got pulled over, I was actually driving the speed limit, but the tags were expired. And this is about 4 years ago. And the lady said that the lady was her first day working the street, and she said, I know your name for some reason. And my cousin, who's one of the freshman coaches now, Ben Brown, he said, ma'am, you know, if you go up there and make a right, and make a left, you're gonna be on Sean Street. She was like, oh my goodness, you know. So,
that's beautiful.
Yeah, so she actually gave me a warning and and let me go. So it was nice of her.
Sweet of her.
Well, at least it wasn't on Sean Alexander Way where you get stopped.
Hey, Sean, real quick, I know you've been hurt, and you played with that bum wrist, so poorly against the Bengals, gaining over 100 yards with that thing you could barely hang. How's your health right now?
You know, when I finally healed up, I broke my wrist the first week of the season, and I've just been playing with it and trying to, you know, do what I always tell my teammates. Let's go as long as we can, and then when you can't go no more, then everybody understands. And, you know, our team's, you know, we're 3-2 right now. We're ahead of the division. We got a good chance to go deep into the playoffs, and I'm feeling healthy. I'm feeling a lot better now than I have been, so it's good.
And who do you have this week? Is it the Saints?
Yeah, the Saints on Sunday Night Football. John Madden's driving his bus in here tomorrow, so I'll tell him you guys said hi.
Yeah, exactly. Please do.
I forgot that we were also mad at you about last week. How about putting up a few points against the Steelers? Come on now.
No, I'm just not helping my own Cincinnati out at all. Goodness.
No. Goodness gracious. Hey, can we see a little bit of Sean? I mean, because it's so fun just to watch Sean. After this play, we're going to see you run through Boone County. Sean, it was a joy. It was it really is. I was just entering Cincinnati. And I've now been here 15 years. You were it. And you know what? People still talk about Sean Alexander as being it. I mean, this man could run the football.
And as you look, he is a man. He's a man amongst boys right there. He's one of the biggest guys on the football field. And look at him pull away from everybody. I mean, Sean, you obviously, you've been blessed. You have tremendous vision. You have tremendous balance. And, I mean, when did you know, at what stage did you know, I might be pretty good at this?
You know, Coach Thompson, he's the head coach now. He was the D coordinator when I was there. And, you know, he sat down next to me and said, you know, he went to the University of Alabama. And he sat down next to me and said, you know, I can see you in that crimson jersey. And I said, Coach, I'm 14 years old and I'm a sophomore. He said, yeah, okay, thanks. He goes, I'll come back 3 more years from now.
That's great.
So, you know, everybody, I was coached well, and I had some people that set really high goals and standards for me, and I've just kept that high standard, high goals ever since. But you know, it was good.
And again, we're looking at your numbers with the Seahawks. You're closing in on 10,000 yards, which is Hall of Fame type stuff, and you're closing in on 100 yards rushing, 100 rushing touchdowns, another Hall of Fame type stat. What is it about you with your nose for the end zone?
You know, I think it was from 4th grade. You know, when I first started playing. You know, we were playing the Boone County Pee Wee Football League, and I played for the Jets. And I was playing against the Blackhawks, and I think we got beat 38-14, and it was just a blowout. I was all in the dumps, and everybody was like, Sean, you scored 2 touchdowns. And I started realizing there must be something to these touchdowns.
There you go.
I think I'm about to score a bunch of these. I kind of like the attention I get. You know,
Right.
You don't give a 4th grader that much attention when you get blew out like that.
That's
so
right.
It turned on really good from there.
Hey, Sean, we wish you the best of luck. Thanks so much for joining us. I know your time is precious. It's great for a lot of these people who are watching this. Mercier Doucette taking it down the sideline. Mercier Doucette.
Wow.
Hey, Sean, you're the lucky charm because Mercier Doucette just took it into the end zone.
Really? We just scored?
Yeah, just scored from big distance, from about midfield, about a 50-yard catch and run after catch, yards after catch by Mercier Doucette. He looked like Sean Alexander in space
so that
out
was
there.
Sean Bogle, huh?
Yeah, Bogle
Nice.
Bogle
He was one of the kids that took to the camp.
Is that right? Yeah.
Yeah, he was.
Bogle just hit him.
Good, excellent.
You got it done. Hey, big fella, thanks, and good luck on Sunday night against the Saints.
Excellent. Thank you. I'll see y'all soon.
Best to you and your family.
All right. Tk you. Bye-bye.
All right.
Sean Alexander, Boone County, great. as the Rebels add 7 more. Brad Chalfant with the extra point.
Boy, catching the football is one thing, and then Doucette knows what to do with it after he catches that football. You know, and Bogle says, I'll throw a 2-yard out. Doucette, take it the other 48 for me, will you? And we'll say it's a 50-yard touchdown catch. That's exactly what Doucette did.
When the moment's right, you'll want to be confident that you'll be ready. Anytime, anywhere. Maxiderm's amazing male enhancement formula works instantly and feels great. If you've ever wondered if male enhancement products really work, now's the time to try Maxiderm.
He doesn't need a prescription. He uses Maxiderm.
Call the number on your screen right now to try Maxiderm absolutely risk-free. Plus, for a limited time, receive a free pack of Vasamine for sustained performance. Maxiderm is instant male enhancement. She knows you've still got it after all these years. That performance edge. Your secret? Maxiderm. And even though Maxiderm's recommended by a leading physician, you don't need a prescription to get it.
Prescriptions are one thing. Maxiderm is completely different.
Call the number on your screen right now to try Maxiderm absolutely risk-free. Plus, for a limited time, receive a free pack of Vasamine for sustained performance. Call in the next 15 minutes and get upgraded rush delivery absolutely free. Maxiderm is instant male enhancement.
Mercier Doucette, 51 yards to lead Boone County 14-3. It just happens to be the first 51 yards through the air for Boone County tonight.
Yeah, first completion of the game for Bogle, and he's had some drops. But this one, Doucette catches, and he says, I'm going to do something with it after the catch. Stumbling was Connor Brock. And once he stumbled, a bad angle was taken by Josh Raleigh, and a bad angle was taken by Stephen Benson. They underestimated Doucette's speed. We talked about the 4 guys in the open. Who was going to make the big play?
Right.
The first big play, explosive play, Mercier Doucette. The deuce goes to the house for 6, not 2.
Nick Houlihan to kick this one off. Just under 8 minutes to play in the first half. And it's been mostly Rebels. The short kick taken across the 25 and across the 30-yard line. Daniel Eastham, their captain, takes it out for decent field position. And Dixie needs to get something going. They had it early and couldn't cash in down to the 2-yard line, had to settle for a field goal after a turnover.
Yeah, and both coaches were talking about, 3 touchdowns would be a big factor. Whoever gets to 3 scores first would have a leg up, and Boone's already got 2 on the board, and they took advantage of a turnover and got in the red zone and scored a touchdown, and then they had the 51-yard play on an explosive play. Dixie gets the turnover, gets in the red zone, has to settle for a field goal.
Brecky complete on a quick hit out left. Corey Spaulding takes down Brent Preston. It's actually his first football, Preston, since 8th grade. I call him a hard worker, not necessarily the most physical wide receiver. He scored a touchdown last week and would like to bank another one tonight.
Boone County has pretty much gone to that 3-4 defense. Dixie's just spreading the field on him, Brad. And Boone County wants to get extra speed guys on the field.
And trying to hit Connor Brock quickly out of the backfield. Too heavy on that one. Joey Bricky. That's some black on the face, Dave.
Oh, yeah. He's looking like he's in KISS, doesn't he? It looks like he's ready to roll. What they do when Boone County goes to the 34, they bring Greg Neiman in as the extra secondary member. They move Keith Goff, safety, down to outside linebacker. They take Andrew Brown out, and they put Andy Rich at nose guard. They go to a 3-4 look. And that's what they're in now.
Loaded right side, shotgun on 3rd down and 6. Middle of field, Connor Brock. Inside the 40. And the Colonels wake up.
Oh, he got away from Keith Goff because his quarterback hit him right in stride. Joey Bricking hit Connor Brock like Tom Brady would hit one of his receivers on the run. I mean, full speed, catch, and separate. And as a result of that excellence, Keith Goff can't get anything done. They pull away from him, and it's not until Greg Neiman can make a play on it that the journey ends.
And not before Brock had 23 yards, 1st and 10 from the 38. Pumping and going long. End zone out there. It is picked off. Taken down by Greg Neiman, so he may have made the tackle after 23 yards and says, I'm going to come back and make a play on the next one.
Yeah, Bricking forced this football. I mean, it wasn't there. Boone County had too deep. I mean, they had a safety. They're playing cover 2. They have a safety in the middle of the football field, and he's just sitting there waiting for it. Neiman and Bricking, he pump fakes, and it's obvious, pump fakes twice. They know he's going to try to go deep. And there's a defender underneath, and over the top is the interceptor, Neiman. So, you know, you got double coverage back there. You don't want to force that. Kaiser was there, as well as Neiman, and Neiman came up with it.
Preston didn't have a chance. Give it to Ferris right off the bat. Josh Raleigh will take him down. Kid likes to hit. He's had a chance to do it a bunch tonight. Corey Ferris will give him a few more chances before the night's over.
I guess what that ends up being is like a long punt that wasn't down inside the 5-yard line. It was a punt that went in the end zone. They get the ball at the 20 if you want to try to put some kind of positive spin on it. But I mean, Dixie Heights, they're absolutely self-destructing with the turnover. They've got 3 now. You can't give the football away like that.
I hate to do it at home. 2nd down and 5 from the 25. Ferris one more time will try and push the pile and is successful at doing that for another 4 yards out to the 29-yard line to make it 3rd and 1 from there. Mike Wall's in on the tackle. There you see Greg Neiman.
And I'm impressed with Boone County's offensive line. They're doing a good job of sustaining blocks. Ferris, 60 yards already on 14 carries. That's well below his average per carry. I mean, they're holding him to about 3.5 yards per lug. Where coming into tonight's game, he was 7.3. So they're about cutting him in half in terms of productivity. Dixie Heights is playing hard. They're just turning the football over.
Ferris on 3rd and 1, breaking out. Just as you say that, he increases his average. Matt Hughes takes him out of bounds.
That's the thing with him. You know, give him the 15th carry.
And that for 16 yards.
Right, and they say, you know, maybe you haven't busted one yet. At some point in time, you're such a talented player. The more we give it to you.
Dave.
What's that?
Eagler again on that block.
Nice kick-out block as a wingback. And the more you give it to him, the more the opportunity. The odds say he's going to bust one of them. And it's nothing fancy. It's just the power play that they've run 1,000,000 times when Owen Hawk was there. Now Rick Thompson, and they just executed so well.
Dixie's defense needs to stand tall now. And they had Ferris in the backfield, but they will get him for less than 1 yard on the gain. Jake Higgins on the stop.
And once again, running the power, they pull Big John Shanks, the offensive lineman. He gets the kick-out block, and following in behind him is Nick Kaiser, who they had at the wingback. They will roll people in at that wingback position. They got Eagler in there. They've had Kaiser in there. There's the big guard pulling. There's the wingback behind them, and because of the penetration at Dixie Heights, of course, Corey Ferris has to cut in behind it and backdoor the play.
We'll call a no gain. 2nd and 10. First man through, almost broken. Tripped up by Alex Koski. Kyle Airy for his first carry of the game takes it out short of midfield.
You fake the pitch to Corey Ferris, trying to make the defense react, make the linebackers think that there's going to be a toss. Watch, fake the toss, underneath handoff to the fullback, and that's just a nice job of slicing in and making a play as a down lineman, Alex Koski.
3rd and 6 from the 49. And Bogle from the shotgun. And we've got a play stoppage. Dixie wants to stop it for a second. On the 3rd down with about just over 4 minutes to play in the first half. Colonels will come to the sidelines, talk it over, see if they can get a stop here.
Tom Spritsky, I think more than anything, just wants to tell his defense, look, this is a big 3rd down conversion here. The 3rd and long, we got to make a play.
We'll come back to that 3rd and long. Boone leading 14-3. Your Toyota High School football game of the week. Back after.
At Zeppi's Pizzeria, it's an explosion of taste and value. Introducing our tender and delicious boneless wings, marinated and seasoned to perfection. With the purchase of any fresh extra large pizza at regular price, you receive a large order of our delicious new boneless wings absolutely free. Enjoy our succulent new boneless wings on us with the purchase of any extra large pizza. It's our way of saying thank you. Now order online at Zeppies.com. It's great food. Zeppies Pizzeria.
The critics agree. Sports Science is the coolest show on television. You won't believe what you're seeing. This show rocks. This week, see this all-pro linebacker and this UFC champion come to the lab and put sports' hardest hits under the microscope. Catch a special encore of the Sports Science premiere, followed by an all-new episode. Sunday on FSN.
Gator utility vehicles from John Deere. Turn it loose, and you can go anywhere and do anything. On the job and on the trail. So get more done and get more time for fun with the complete lineup of John Deere Gators. Get great offers on Gator utility vehicles at your local John Deere dealer.
Tim Misney made them pay.
Tim Misney made them pay.
I've represented the injured victim in our hometown for over 3 decades. If someone has made you a victim, call me. I'll be there for you, and I'll make them pay.
Due to time constraints, we now move ahead in the program.
Welcome back to Dixie Heights High School and our Meyer halftime report, where Boone County leads it over Dixie 17-10. A very entertaining first half, as we said earlier, and joining me now is the assistant principal and co-athletic director here at Dixie Heights, and that's Brennan Sapp. And Brennan, I know that you have to be excited as somebody in the athletic department here over the changes that have been made to this beautiful now athletic facility.
It's a gorgeous place. We're so excited, just for the kids especially. This is the first track we've had in the history of the school. The guys are so excited not to be running around the parking lot. The baseball field's coming up nicely. Softball field's almost finished. Tennis courts are even on their way. We're very excited.
Well, I remember years ago, this used to be the mud pit, and it was the old bleachers where, and it's obviously changed a little bit.
When we get feeling down, we kind of pull those old pictures out and look at them, and it really does let you see where they've taken our kids to. It's nice for them.
Brennan, tell me a little bit about this facility here. Again, you've got the cement on both sides, and you have the sports turf down as well.
Oh, yes. It's so nice. We haven't had to worry about anything with the grass, especially this year with all the dryness. I mean, we'd been playing on concrete nearly if we hadn't had this. And you know, it's used almost every second of every day. Every team practices on it. They share the field. They do a really good job with it. And it's much nicer than the regular grass.
Now, I know the one thing that we missed here at halftime was the band, who is not here. They were in a big competition, and they practice here nightly because I can hear them from my house.
Oh, and I live right behind the school, so I hear them every night, too. They're getting better. They're getting better. They're pretty good.
Well, Brennan, again, this is an unbelievable facility that you guys have built. What'd you do with the old baseball stadium? Is that still over there around the corner?
No, it's not. And,
okay,
yes, and everything's been kind of redid. They actually tore down 4 houses for the tennis courts, so we're kind of budging out as far as we can.
Well, as we said earlier, you're kind of landlocked, so you have to use every inch of space you have, don't you?
Every inch.
Well, it's been a fantastic job you guys have done. This is a beautiful facility, and we're really looking forward to the second half.
Thank you. We love it.
We appreciate it. Thank you, Brennan.
All
right, let's head back upstairs for the second half. Here's Brad Johansson and Dave Lapham, guys.
Pick, thanks very much. We got to thank the Dixie Heights Band for the funnel cake and the sugar powder that is all over us right now.
Good grub. Good grub. Chicken fingers.
Stuff, the chicken fingers. And what was it? Was there crowd on some of those dogs? That were
I think it was like onions and peppers.
Floating back here. They're doing it right here at Dixie Heights, although Dixie Heights football team would like to do it a little bit better as they trailed by 7 going into the second half.
And Brad, if we can, let's give a big congratulations to 2002 Dixie Heights grad Graham Taylor, recently named Minor League Pitcher of the Year for the Florida Marlins organization. Led all pitchers of the Marlins minor league system in strikeouts, earned run average, and wins. Starting pitcher in the South Atlantic League All-Star Game in July. 2006 graduate of Miami University, as well as a graduate 2002 at Dixie Heights. So, young Dave, another Miami Redhawk getting it done down there.
And I know Nathan Howell, lineman on Boone County, would love to say hi to his grandfather, Jack Reno. who is recovering from cancer surgery. Not a good Sam. Wants to say hi and best wishes for a speedy and healthy recovery. Boone will take it out on this one and across the 20-yard line out to about the 22-yard line. Tony Turlow will take Nick Kaiser down, and Boone will try to add to their total.
Well, as we said at the half, the team that takes care of the football is going to win this football game. It's a one-score game. Turnovers were a big factor in the first 2 quarters. Will they be a factor in the second half? And as night falls here, it's going to do nothing but get a little bit chillier, so players are going to have to adjust.
1st and 10 from their own 23. And to start the healthy dose of Corey Ferris for the second half.
And Corey Ferris did get his yards, Brad, but Dixie, I think, defended him as well as anybody has. They were holding him to 5 yards a carry instead of 7.5, which is significant. I mean, his efficiency wasn't as strong as it had been against other teams.
Benson and Koski in on the tackle, and how many times have we called Koski?
Yeah.
On both sides of the ball, making blocks offensively and making tackles defensively in the first half.
Yeah, he's been a two-way stud.
From the 25, 2nd and 8. And there are not a whole lot of holes for Corey Ferris to weave his way through. Stephen Benson, another tackle. Koski was around there again.
Yeah, Koski's he's a man. There's no question about it. This game's important to him, and he certainly is playing like it. Everybody from Dixie Heights stayed on their feet. Nobody got cut in half on that play, and the pursuit was outstanding. A lot of guys around the football, and that's what you have to do with Corey Ferris. You have to gang tackle him. You don't want to put him out there one-on-one and leave a teammate isolated and put him on the island, Gilligan, without any support from the captain, Mariana Professor, you know.
Now, Coach calls Koski physically gifted. Wags like that. 3rd and 5 from the 28. Ferris, and he can do it all by himself if he has to. And we'll take it out of bounds and move the chains across the 40-yard line.
Yeah, he bounced that bad boy on his own, and he sees the whole field. There's no question about it. And he's a very talented running back, and the corner was secured very well by his teammates, and losing contain out there was Matt Hughes. And once Matt Hughes lost contain, Ferris says, you know, I got confidence in my foot speed. I'll bounce it on you.
So move it out to the 42-yard line and keep the drive alive. Sean Bogle in control. And it's easy to have control when you have Corey Ferris, but a nice tackle made by Ben Wolf. If he didn't get him, he was gone for a while.
You're right. I mean, Corey Ferris saw an opening, taking it to the backside, designed to go off left tackle. He started to bounce it. And if that tackle is not made, and it's of the shoestring variety, Ben Wolf saves a big play. Because everybody was over pursuing. You see, everybody from Dixie Height, one grenade gets them all. Everybody's in a tight little area. And if Ferris was able to cut it back around Wolf, they'd see you later.
Loss of 2 as Bogle looks to throw. Pumps once. Now rolling left and throwing out has Doucette out there. Got it!
Wow.
Gone! Mercier Doucette, his 2nd touchdown of the night.
Man.
59 yards from Bogle to Doucette.
Kyle Garrett never found the football, Brad. And you got to find the football. They are so concerned with eyeing Doucette, never get their head turned to find the ball. And Doucette suckers them. I mean, Doucette suckers them with his eyes. A lot of these guys are watching Doucette and thinking when the ball's coming, Doucette's going to give them an indication because of his eyes, but he's basically baiting them with his eyes.
And that one is blocked, the extra point of Brad Chalfant taken down. We'll see whether that one makes a difference later on, but Dixie Heights going to have to get some offense going. 4 receptions from Mercier for 155 and 2. A 51-yard touchdown and a 59-yard touchdown. Bogle pumps, Bogle looks, Bogle finds Mercier Doucette with a pretty-looking ball, and 22 does the rest.
The Blue Jackets face off and the action's on FSN Ohio. Rick Nash and the Blue Jackets want to rock Colorado when they take on Milan Hayduk and the Avalanche. Blue Jackets, Avalanche. Tomorrow at 9 on FSN Ohio.
Who will rise? Who will fall? And who will take the next step on the road to the BCS? BCS Breakdown, tonight on FSN.
It's time to get to know NFL players.
A movie made about my life right now?
Man, that's a good question.
I'm cool.
NFL players, helmets off. Bet you didn't know.
It's MAC College Football, and the action's on FSN Ohio. Saturday, the Bowling Green Falcons take it to Oxford for a showdown against the Miami Redhawks. Saturday at 3 on FSN Ohio. Presented by Texas Pete. It's the bottle with the cowboy.
It's a scary night for the Colonels because the Rebels are all over them, and it is now by air that they're getting it done. 22, Mercier Doucette with a couple of them. The Deuce.
Yeah, the Deuce. 4 plays, 77 yards, 59 of those to the Deuce, and 4 catches, 155 yards, averaging almost 40 yards per reception. And every time he gets in one-on-one coverage, it's coffin nails, because the defensive backs are not finding the football. That time, Connor Brock never found the football, and Doucette made him pay mightily.
Houlihan with another short, high kick. Maloney will take across the 20. And will be dragged down just across the 30-yard line. Nick Kaiser on the tackle.
Well, that's a heck of a 1-2 punch, though. Corey Ferris pounds you, and then just at the right time, when you think that they're vulnerable, they go over your head to Doucette. Boy, that's a heck of a jab, you know, with Ferris.
Coach's dream.
The right cross, in comes Doucette.
Coach's dream to have you worry about a guy who goes 208 every game on the ground for you. And it's every so often I'm just going to pump fake and go because I got a guy who will catch the ball. He's a leaper, triple jumper, sprinter. Incomplete on first down here for Bricking. And we talked about him. He's going to have a big second half if the Colonels are going to get back in this one.
Doucette on the season averaging just over 15 yards a catch and 4 touchdowns. Tonight, he's averaging almost 40 yards a catch, and he's got 2 touchdowns on a mere 4 receptions. We said, who is going to step up and make the big play, the explosive play, with all these explosive playmakers? So far, Doucette is leading the class.
It's the Deuce. On second down, Bricking will run with it. And that's the kind of decision-making that you have to have. Then hold on to the ball, which he does. Takes it out for about 7, maybe 8 yards on the carry out to the 40-yard line. Greg Turner and Sam Brown on the stop.
Again, make a quick decision, 2 reads, tuck it and go. If there's nothing open after your first 2 reads in the progression, the pressure's starting to get there. Be safe with the football. Do not put your team in jeopardy. Manage the football game. And the Deuce is definitely loose. I don't know what Dixie Heights going to do the next time they're on defense, but if they put another guy out there to double Deuce, then they'll hammer Ferris inside.
On 3rd and 2. Maloney, we'll see where they run in to mark this ball very close to a first down.
Number 21, Maloney.
You know, the 4 guys that we're talking about for Dixie Heights, Maloney and Detmer, and of course Ferris and Doucette, they are the biggest offensive producers in the entire Northern Kentucky area. We've got them all in one game. I mean, these guys are the ones putting up the numbers on this part of the state.
Well, they are inches short. It is 4th down, and they send Bricking back out. They're going to go for it on 4th down. This is a very big play from the 43. Bricking to Maloney. Did he get enough? It looks like by the marking that they will spot it for a first down, but as they run in, we'll see where it is set down on the field.
It's amazing when you're in a short yardage situation, you still go from the shotgun with the back on your hip in the spread formation. And, you know, you're risking a lot of penetration. You're 5 yards away from the line of scrimmage like that. But the offensive line does a good job. Look at how far away from the line of scrimmage Maloney is. And it's a quick underneath handoff, and the cut blocks are there. And almost from the outside, running down the edge, Andrew Brown almost made the play. Got him again. They got Andrew Brown's brother that time. For the second or third time, Sam Brown's been jumping tonight.
And you can understand it. So they'll move this one forward forward, make it a 1st and 5 for Dixie Heights as they approach midfield.
And you're almost in a mode now, if you're Tom Spritsky and Dixie Heights, you have to score. I mean, it's a 2-touchdown game now. You have to close it. You can't settle for field. You have to pump it in the end zone and make it a 1-score game again.
Well, what he was talking about was getting a little bounce back from his quarterback, who had such a bad week, needed to shine. He shines to hit Detmer there for a 1st down as he is driven down inside the 45, but in Boone territory. Andrew Brown and Brian Robertson in on the stop, but that was a nice ball.
Yeah, it was. He's, you know, a kid that struggled like he did the week before and then throws 2 interceptions in the first half. You'd wonder if he can get the ball out of his hand because he's in such a bad run that he's thinking every time I put it up, bad things are going to happen. But you have to have amnesia as a quarterback, and he's got confidence in Detmer, and Bricking just laid it out there to him.
Bricking became their starting quarterback 2 games into his sophomore year, hands it off to Maloney here, and he is popped, but that doesn't stop him. He'll get 2 more after the first hit, take it down to the 38 as Corey Spalding takes him down. You know, Dixie seems to be in a little bit more of a rhythm right now.
I think they are, and you know, they're doing a nice job of mixing it up, and I'm really impressed with Koski, big old number 66 in the red jersey, as he sustains his block and stays after things there. He's playing every snap. Now, the weather's conducive to that. It's a big man's night. It's a cool night, and the big fella's playing well.
They will fake the jet around with Connor Brock, and Maloney fumbles. It has to fall on it back at the 41-yard line.
Again, the pig seems very slippery tonight. Combination of the ball being a little bit harder because of the cold weather, and just don't handle it. It's not a clean exchange in the backfield and a wasted play.
Another big 3rd down. Bricking from the shotgun on 3rd and 8. Dumps off the screen to Maloney, and yet another dropped ball with room to run. Maloney this time.
Yeah, there was an opportunity there because he had blockers in front. Big Joe Lebrano was out there, and he would have been a personal escort for him down the sideline. So, you know, sometimes it's not just always turnovers. Sometimes it's missed opportunities. And here's a missed opportunity. The screen pass is there, and he's got blockers in front. He's got Koski in front. He's got Lebrano in front. And with his speed and quickness, that could have gone big.
A lot of grain, Mitchell Jett, to let this one go. Oh, it's a fake. Running inside the 40 with a nice move. Inside the 35 and down the sideline. A great run by Mitchell Jett. He had a long way to go. Had a stoppage about 12 yards from the 1st down marker. Was able to fake that tackler out and take it to move the chains.
Mitchell Jett is a soccer player. He's got great speed. He's a tremendous athlete. But Boone County was unsound. Boone County turns around. Watch them all turn around. The punt coverage team, the punt return team, they turn and run away. They all turn their backs and their heads and run downfield. Watch them. There they go. They all exit. And, I mean, they're just retreating. Nobody's pressuring. Finally, a recognition. Jett's running the football, freezes him, and he takes it to the perimeter, picks up a block. But, I mean, Boone County, they have to make sure that the punter punts the football before you turn like that. I mean, you got to stalk a little bit better at the line of scrimmage and not turn your head and run away.
And he got 18 yards. That was probably the 12 that he was standing back to set that punt up to move the chains. On 1st down, they go left for about 6. Now 2nd and 4 from the 18.
Great call by Tom Spritsky.
Maloney tripped in the backfield. He may have tripped over his quarterback Bricking, able to take it down to the 15, but probably would have had more and enough to move the chains had he not collided with his quarterback.
Mitchell Jett is a great athlete, the punter that had the fake punt. He's an excellent tackler. He'd be a cornerback if he wasn't playing soccer. And here we go, Maloney, pretty good blocking up front. There's a hole there initially for him, but he kind of turf trips him. He just tripped over the field turf, basically.
Can't blame Bricking on that one, can you?
Nope.
So on a 3rd and 2, they move it forward and will move the chains again. And Dixie Heights, by a fake punt, is trying to get themselves back in this.
Once again, Mitchell Jett, when the soccer season's over with, he'll work into a role at the cornerback position. He's a good athlete.
Bricking under pressure, dumps it off inside. It is complete down to about the 6-yard line to Brent Preston. Brian Robertson on the stop.
You know, you talk about gimmick plays, gadget plays. Well, the fake punt is a huge call by Coach Spritsky, and he caught people off guard because of the distance on the fake. And this is just getting rid of the football with extending the play, rolling out the semi-roll behind his right tackle, buying time to deliver the football to
From
Preston.
the 7, and someone jumped. We'll see who jumped as they discuss this at the 7-yard line.
Going half the distance to the goal, so they can still generate a first down, Brad, inside the 3-yard line, and I mean, they have to pick up about a yard and get a fresh set of 4. And like we talked about, Coach Spritsky knows they had to score on that drive in the 3rd quarter to stay in the game. It's a 2-score game, and he's pulling out all the stops. The fake punt. I think this is 4-down territory. He's got to score a touchdown.
And they'll hand it off to Maloney, and he is in. They have to, and they do. Dixie adds 6 more.
That's a good answer by Dixie. And of course, the play of the drive, fake punt on what, 4th and 12 was it, Brad?
It was I believe a 4th and 10, and he picked up 18.
And Mitchell Jett showed great athleticism, and that's film study. I mean, Dixie Heights realized that Boone County kind of turns around and runs away on their punt return. They had the fake punt at the opportune time.
And your hero on that drive adds the extra point to make it now a 6-point game, since Boone missed their extra point on their last score.
And they always come back to be a factor, don't they, those mixed extra points?
Especially in games like this, rivalry ball games where teams know each other extremely well. We talked about it last year. It ended 14-10. And we said it again. 21 was not going to do it. We got a 6-point ball game here, folks.
It's MAC College football, and the action's on FSN Ohio. Saturday, the Bowling Green Falcons take it to Oxford for a showdown against the Miami Redhawks. Saturday at 3 on FSN Ohio. Presented by Texas Pete. It's the bottle with a cowboy.
Diamonds. Half-carat fancies are $3.99. 1-carat solitaires are $5.99, $9.90, and $15.90. 2-carat solitaires are $19.90. Plus thousands of GIA diamonds guaranteed the lowest price. Buy direct and save. The Jewelry Factory in Cleveland.
The most daring, compelling, and critically acclaimed shows are now on Showtime.
I know what you do.
There's a bold new leader in premium television. So come and experience the ultimate in total entertainment. On your time, anytime.
Yeah.
And when you get Showtime, you get Showtime On Demand and Showtime HD free.
Order Showtime with Showtime On Demand today and get it free when you bundle with digital phone.
Enjoy it, honey. It's got a lifetime warranty.
Well, I guess I've still got it.
She's got the lifetime powertrain warranty from Irwin Chrysler Dodge Jeep.
CS.
When the moment's right, you'll want to be confident that you'll be ready. Anytime, anywhere. Maxiderm's amazing male enhancement formula works instantly and feels great. If you've ever wondered if male enhancement products really work, now's the time to try Maxiderm.
He doesn't need a prescription. He uses Maxiderm.
Call the number on your screen right now to try Maxiderm absolutely risk-free. Plus, for a limited time, receive a free pack of Vasamine for sustained performance. Maxiderm is instant male enhancement. She knows you've still got it after all these years. That performance edge. Your secret? Maxiderm. And even though Maxiderm's recommended by a leading physician, you don't need a prescription to get it.
Prescriptions are one thing. Maxiderm is completely different.
Call the number on your screen right now to try Maxiderm absolutely risk-free. Plus, for a limited time, receive a free pack of Vasamine for sustained performance. Call in the next 15 minutes and get upgraded rush delivery absolutely free. Maxiderm is instant male enhancement.
Due to time constraints, we now move ahead in the program.
Tonight's game on FSN Ohio is brought to you by your Cincinnati and Northern Kentucky Toyota dealers, proud sponsors of tonight's live high school football game featuring Boone County and Dixie Heights. By Wellington Orthopedic and Sports Medicine. When you choose Wellington, you get to pick the whole team. And by Meyer. higher standards, lower prices. And I want to say a couple of quick thank yous because we never get enough time to say thank you to our stats man, Big Daddy, Mark Wagner.
The best in the business.
The best in the business. And Mike Boone, just an outstanding job as our spotter. We couldn't do our job in here in the booth without these two guys.
That makes life nice up here for sure.
Second down and 9 from the 33 for Boone, and Dixie trying to get the crowd into this to help the defense out for once. And for once, Corey Ferris goes for just a little. Benson in on the short tackle. Going to be 3rd and long. Mike Walls was the first to submarine down there, and he's a big boy, 6'4", 255.
Yes, he is. And third quarter was clean turnover-wise. And that's what both coaches emphasized, I'm sure, at halftime. Look, 5 turnovers is way too many for these two football teams. Let's not self-destruct. Let's play a clean second half. They made it through the entire third quarter with good ball security. What will happen in the fourth quarter?
Yeah, the game got a little prettier, didn't it? 3rd down and 7 from the 34. Bogle looking long. Out there is Doucette. It's 5 yards beyond him. I'm not so sure Mercier gave up a little bit too early on that one. He might have been able to catch up with his jet.
Well, it was amazing, though. 5 defensive backs for Dixie turned and ran after Mercier. I mean, and right now, Connor Brock's saying, oh, man, here we go again. This is unbelievable. That ball was overthrown. Looked like Mercier. I didn't think he necessarily pulled anything, but there he is on the sideline. And it maybe, I don't know if he's just catching his breath or if he pulled up because he felt a little twinge there.
It might have been a little closer than he thought when he saw it in the air. E.J. Detmer back to return this one from Houlihan. Detmer grabs and spins, but that won't get him anything. He'll take it at the 33-yard line and go down at the 33-yard line. A 32-yard punt with no return. Zach Johnson on the tackle. So Dixie with a chance to jump back in if they can put together back-to-back drives.
Still 2 scores down, Brad.
Mercier Doucette unable to come up with one on that one. Dixie Heights looks to cut into that 9-point lead.
Utility vehicles from John Deere. Turn it loose and you can go anywhere and do anything. On the job and on the trail. So get more done and get more time for fun with the complete lineup of John Deere Gators. Get great offers on Gator utility vehicles at your local John Deere dealer.
Mercier Doucette on the sideline. You thought he might have pulled up with something.
Yeah, I thought he was a little bit, a little bit tight. And as he went to the sideline, they're stretching him out, stretching their hamstring out. Even though it's a cold night, that means that the Stallions like him, not Clydesdales like me, but Stallions like him, those muscles will tighten up in that cold weather. And he has to make sure that he keeps himself limber. And I think the reason that he didn't stride out for that deep ball is he felt a little twinge.
Bricking gives it to Maloney, and he hides behind some blockers and continues to grind those legs out to the 38-yard line. Zach Eagler and Nick Kaiser along with Greg Turner will make the stop.
11 minutes to go in the game. This is a big drive. Again, from the spread offense, it's a 2-back set. Quarterback or running back can run the football. Maloney runs it 90% of the time, though. They do have a quarterback run package with Bricking, but Maloney's the guy that they hammer in there to the large degree. And when Bricking does run the football, Maloney becomes an extra blocker. They can out-gap people.
Give it to Maloney again, and he will drive and take it out across the 45-yard line and move the chains. Dixie Heights finding a little bit of offense. Neiman and Kaiser in on the stop.
You talked about those legs, Brad. He churned them on this one big time. And not big in stature, 5'9", 180, But, you know, if he were 6 feet tall, he'd be over 200 pounds. I mean, he's put together on a 5'9" frame. And he's got some toughness to him. He's got a low center of gravity, hides behind those big offensive linemen at 5'9", all of a sudden, poof, there he appears on you.
And he can hide. He's been hiding behind Scott Sanders on this drive. 1st and 10. It's 46. Bricking throws down the middle of the field. Got Connor Brock inside the 35-yard line. 1st down. Neiman on the tackle.
Well, Brock says, you know what? I've been running after Deuce all night. Let me catch a couple. Let them run after me.
Somebody look at my back for once.
So they put him in the slot, and they said, okay, go ahead, run a little post. And he runs a nice one. And he receives the football and takes the lick, but he's proud to take that hit. Dixie on the move.
That was a nice ball from Bricking.
It really was.
That's down to the 33-yard line. Detmer breaks the first tackle and tries the tightrope before he's taken out just short of the 20-yard line by Brian Robertson.
Yeah, he made Draper miss, and he picked up an extra 5 yards after catch once he did make Draper miss along the sideline. Protection's very sound. He has a tremendous vision down the football field. Draper misses and extra yards, and every yard counts now on this critical drive for Dixie.
They'll move it down to the 21-yard line. 1st and 10, under 10 minutes to play in this game. Dixie trails by 9, looking to dig into that. Empty backfield, and here they come. And Bricking is gone. That blitz was full, and he wasn't able to recognize it and find a hot read.
And Bricking looks at his offensive lineman like, what the heck are you guys doing in a big play made by Sam Brown? I mean, they just one gap and they hit it. And that's almost like losing a 1st down. And Brown just absolutely beats his lineman at the line of scrimmage, gets quick penetration. You cannot take a sack like that for 9 yards when you're on the cusp of the red zone like they were.
Making it 2nd down and 19 all the way back. 30-yard line. Give it to Maloney up the middle, and they fool them.
Wow.
And they won't catch him. Take a ride into the end zone with Marty Maloney.
Man, that was like a Sam Bradley, the exact same look for Corey Ferris. Only Ferris was able to go 80, and that's just right up the chute. And Maloney says, you know what? I can do it too. His offensive linemen, they certainly made amends immediately for that quarterback sack.
I would say so.
We'll find a crease for Maloney to take advantage of, and there's the offensive lineman getting congratulated on the sideline. And boy, Dixie answers.
How big is that?
What will Boone do? This is a big extra point right here.
Mitchell Jett. And
field goal wins
nice
it now.
Hold, and they put it through. You think a couple of missed extra points might figure into this one?
Yeah, I think it's large right now, boy. And watch the offensive line get something started. And our boy Alex Koski was at the point of attack, and Maloney says, "You're not going to bring me down, Draper. I'm gone."
Well, nothing transforms a room quite like a fathead. The size, the amazing detail, but capturing a moment that big, it's not easy. As a fathead photographer, you've got to be fast. You have to have reflexes like a jungle cat, like a ninja, like a ninja cat. You need to be half cat, half ninja. Maybe 60-40 ninja?
Real big Fathead. The biggest players, the biggest moments. Never looked so real. Get yours today at fathead.com.
After every game on FSN Ohio, watch Blue Jackets live. Catch all the highlights, delve into the stats, and get an inside look at the upcoming games. Don't miss a single second of the coverage after the final horn. After every game on FSN Ohio, watch Blue Jackets live, presented by Direct Energy. Direct Energy, proud sponsor of Blue Jackets Live on FSN Ohio all season long. Simple solutions for all your natural gas needs.
We're back. We got both our backs on either side, Dave, running right at their average.
Yeah.
And Marty Maloney just over 108 yards now. And this one for about 31 and a touchdown and an extra quarter for a ride for Draper.
And Maloney's now get 10 touchdowns rushing with 2 tonight. Corey Ferris picks up 2 more rushing touchdowns tonight. He's got 17. Corey Ferris is over 200 yards, as he always is, and Maloney's approaching the 120 mark, which is his average on the season.
Jett with a short kick that is fumbled. At the 9, Kaiser. And Benson, who's been in on a bunch of tackles and a couple of blocked extra points, is in again on special teams to make this tackle.
Yeah, Benson's 2 deflections of those extra points are monumental right now, because, you know, both kickers have shown obviously they have the leg strength. They've made field goals from a deeper distance than a chip shot extra point. But how big are special teams in this game? How about the fake punt that Dixie had that kept the drive alive that they scored on, the 2 deflected extra points? Special teams, the kicking game, have been monstrous in this affair.
We've got a 2-point game with just under 9 minutes to play. And Boone County and Sean Bogle answer. Pitch to Ferris. We'll get a few. Take it across the 25, and Benson in on one more stop.
And they have they've really done a good job. Both teams have done a good job again of making sure they don't spit the bit with respect to the football. Somebody has to establish a 3-and-out though, or some sort of defensive stop on a drive, because these teams have gone back and forth, Everybody's answered. Ferris at 215 yards and counting with 2 touchdowns.
30 lugs of the football. How many will he take before this one's over? 2nd down and 6. Make it 31, and a nice sure tackle on the backside. Guess who? Koski.
Koski, this game's important to him tonight. And when the game's important, he can play. He's decided he really wants to turn the motor on tonight. He's had it in overdrive most of the night.
Well, I mean, some of the knock on him has been, you know, he may take some off here or there. And I'll tell you what, on either side of the ball tonight,
no,
we haven't seen him take a whole lot off.
That time he separated from the block and made a one-on-one tackle on Ferris that was pretty nice looking right there.
3rd down and 6, a big one for Dixie's defense. Ferris hiding behind blockers and never able to come out of it. But did he come out with enough? Right at the marker at the 32.
Yeah, Chad Riley a little bit beaten up as he came out of that pile up. He's slow to get up, but he does get up and work his way back to the huddle. But that's just a tough-minded guy right here.
Another 1st down.
Initially, I don't think he had the 1st down, but it's nothing fancy. It's the wing-back kick out on the power play again, and keep your legs driving and extend. Get over your offensive lineman. Don't go backwards. I don't think I've seen Corey Ferris get knocked backwards tonight one time. He always falls forward.
New set of downs at the 32. Bogle to throw. His man Doucette retreats, and that was not a good move this time.
You saw right there he was double covered, and they both were involved in the play. Connor Brock and Josh Raleigh. And in that situation, you would think that Bogle would check the play and give it to Ferris because they have one less in the box than anticipated. But there's the double coverage, and that's the adjustment that Doucette has made them make, because, you know, he's got 4 catches for 155 yards before that one and 2 touchdowns. So now the chess match continues. Will they double him? Will they single him? What will they do?
2nd down and 8 as they move it out to the 34-yard line. Pitch it right side to Ferris. And he cuts back inside. What a great move by Corey Ferris to take it down inside the Dixie Heights 40. E.J. Detmer finally takes him down, but there's a flag on the field.
Yeah, there's a flag on the sideline. And I'll tell you what, Josh Raleigh had an opportunity to end Corey Ferris's jaunt about 25 yards up the field. And there's a hold on Boone County that's going to nullify some of this big game. But watch number 32 in the red jersey as he gets out in space one-on-one with Corey Ferris. Here he is. He freezes him.
Bye-bye.
Inside we go, and Josh Raleigh's kind of just reaching out into space. And they called the hold right there. That, to me, looked like a pancake block on the sideline. Wide receiver hustling downfield, trying to get involved. Logesack, and that one cost him some yards.
So it will be marked after the 1st down. It will still be a 1st down and 10, but back in their own territory at the 45-yard line. Bogle pumps, looking long. Guess who's out there? Doucette can't run that one down. Connor Brock with him step for step on this one.
Connor Brock is going to sleep well tonight.
Yes, he will.
Because we've seen him on the offensive side of the football, and he's been chasing the deuce all night, and the deuce has been loose a few times. And I'll tell you what, this young man, Connor Brock, he has got a lot of effort and a lot of energy himself. That's good coverage. That would have had to be a perfect throw for completion.
Good thing he's on fall break. He gets to sleep in.
Yeah, right. Yeah, no school today, tomorrow. That's a long weekend for the folks from Dixie.
Second down at 45. From the 45, I should say. Corey Fair's not going to get 45 on this one. Just past that mark, as Josh Riley says. You burned me once, I'm coming back to take it down on this one.
You know, in first and second down, big on this series. For the first time in a long time that I can remember, it's third and long. Boone County has done such a great job of getting yards on first and second down. They've faced third and medium, third and short all night long. This time, they're 3rd and 9. Will Dixie's defense be able to get off the football field with this 3rd and 9 and allow their offense to take the field?
Ferris, the deep back. Kyle Airy in front of him. Doucette wide left on 3rd and 9. Play action. Doucette's out there. Middle of the field, wide open. Touchdown number 3 for the Deuce. 54 yards to go along with 51 and 59.
Why would you put him in single coverage on 3rd and 9? Why wouldn't you double Doucette? I mean, you were out there, single coverage, Connor Brock. Tough duty. Tough duty. 3rd and 9. You would think you would unload the box and double Doucette, and you could still heat the quarterback up with a blitz if you would want to. They put a lot of responsibility on Connor Brock, and the Deuce said, single coverage, I have the whole field to work with. I can run a post basically the entire width of the field. Bye-bye.
Yeah, Doucette says that Corey Ferris is averaging over 200 a game. I can do that.
Man, you get a running back for over 200 on the ground, complemented by a receiver with over 200 receiving, 211 for the Deuce, and over 200 on the ground for Ferris. Fake to Ferris, and now one-on-one coverage down the football field. That's tough duty, and he beats Brock easily.
There's nobody with him.
No, I mean, it's... And I bet right now Doucette's saying, "Oh, are you kidding me? I can run this post." And Brock
probably should have taken him down, didn't he?
Takes a tough angle, and man, there's zero coverage. That's zero. There's no safety in the middle of the football field. It's one guy, one-on-one on the backside. They put him in a situation where he could be one-on-one, and that's tough when you have a whole 53.5 yards width to cover with a guy who's shown the foot speed that Doucette has. That's putting Brock in a very, very, very difficult spot.
Those are some big numbers.
Yeah.
Especially for 6 touches.
He came into the game with 4 touchdowns on the season. He's got 3 tonight.
You think you're just showing us a little something when he stood on the sidelines? It stretched me out a little bit.
Yeah, I think he wanted to make sure that when the next opportunity came, that he had single coverage, he could pick him up and put him down.
They will have Chalfant kick this one off. Nick Houlihan hasn't gotten much leg on it.
You know, when you put a guy like Brock out there in one-on-one coverage, your pressure package got to get to the quarterback. And Boone County's offensive line protected Bogle well.
Chalfant will kick this one out of bounds, so that doesn't help a whole lot either. So Dixie will get decent field position, but they got their work cut out for them with 5:04 remaining. The ISO on Doucette. This is a scary ISO.
And the thing is, he's got outside technique. He's giving the post up. He's taking the outside route away. You know, technique-wise, you have to line up inside. He's got the whole football field to work with you. You have no safety in the middle of the field. You cannot line up to his outside and invite him to go inside when you have no help inside. So I think there were a few mental mistakes, technique mistakes. A lot of things went wrong for Dixie on that play, but they went very right for that young man right there, Doucette.
3:41 off the clock. That's probably their longest drive of the game because they usually average about 48 seconds per drive.
Boy, and Dixie got them in exactly the situation they wanted. 3rd and 9. I can't remember very many 3rd and 9s for Boone County, and it turned out to be false hope because Doucette said, "That's my down. 3rd and 9. We're throwing the football, and I can cook people."
Now we didn't say too much about it, and we should because Sean Bogle threw a beautiful ball.
He sure did. He did. But boy, it was pretty open to throw to.
Yes, he was. Chalfant,
again.
They kick it out of bounds again.
Wow.
All right.
He's kicking knuckleballs.
So Houlihan's coming back in to kick. Come over here, 26.
Yeah. And pretty soon he's going to be kicking from the shadow of his own goal line.
So another 5. Dixie will take all the 5 they can handle with 5:04 remaining. They're down by 9. So Houlihan will move it all the way over to the other half and kick this one from the 30.
Now, Dixie can't take a whole lot of time to score. They're down 2 scores. There's 5 minutes to go in the game. They're going to have to score and almost think about an onside kick because they've shown no inclination to stopping Boone in the second half.
Run it on the ground, fumbled by the first man through, and now they have to fall on it. So they got almost nothing out of that because Brent Preston couldn't pick it up. Had to fall on the ball, and Maloney said, I'm not going to take any risk here of another turnover.
You know, talk about balance. I mean, you have a 200-yard rusher and a 200-yard receiver. That means your quarterback, in this case, Sean Bogle, has had a nice little night himself. And think about if all the drops were executed. There have been a handful of drops I can recall. And think if all those balls had been caught in yards after those catches.
Now what can Bricking do? Well, he's going long. He's looking for his man Detmer, who comes back on it, but it's picked off by Greg Neiman. Severely underthrown. Thought maybe Detmer might be able to come back for it, but the secondary of Boone County was ready.
Yeah, he had Brent Preston and Detmer in the same vicinity. Neither could make a play on the football. The guy that made the play on the football was Neiman, the safety.
So back-to-back games for Bricking with 3 interceptions.
Yeah, this one, he's just throwing that up there for grabs. And you got 2 receivers in the same vicinity. I'm not sure that that from a traffic pattern standpoint, that's wise. You're down the football field all those yards, and that's an awfully tight relationship between your 2 deep receivers.
Put down on the field with Dave Lapham Jr. Dave, you hear us?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Gotcha.
All right. Down here on the Boone sidelines, and one thing I really notice over here is these guys really believe they're going to win. It's a confident bunch, good senior leadership over here. Lead gets cut to 2, but they don't tighten up. They just go back to that confidence and that belief that they're going to win, and they go out and get a big touchdown drive and then a big interception to kind of seal things up or retake command of this ball game.
Dave, let me ask you, the way you used to be able to catch it, would you like to be out there with Doucette out there in a little twins formation?
Oh, man, that'd be great to get single coverage with no safety.
I know. How about that? Unrealism.
I mean, Doucette had to be drooling as he stepped to the line.
Oh, it was a full drool.
Ferris. Add to the total.
Got a holding penalty, though, Brad. Is coming back.
Take away from the total.
Unfortunately.
Benson and Detmer in on the tackle. Called a lot of the same numbers for Dixie Heights tonight.
Oh, got a face mask. It wasn't, but it was legal use of hands. Got up in the grill. You know, as a lineman, you have to keep your hands in the chest. You can't get your hands up into their face mask. And that's going to be probably the 15-yard variety. Oh, that's incidental. They'll call it 5. So once they get up in the grill, they must have let the grill go.
Move it back to the 36-yard line.
It was right in the interior of the line play where it occurred.
Did you see how Ferris on that run, he had a chance to go out of bounds and took it immediately back inside to keep the clock running. He's a thinking man's player.
Yeah, he knows of what he's supposed to do.
And that's what he's supposed to do. And you just can't stop him all day long. Takes it in to Dixie territory. Benson and Hughes again on the stuff.
That is a finely tuned machine right there. Tremendous physical condition. And they just keep pounding away with their power game. Excellent block up inside by Airy. And as a result of that seal block inside from his wingback, Ferris says, I'm gonna get after it again. And he wears defenses down. They keep giving him the football, and the defense is the one to wear down.
3:48 remaining in this one, and a new set of downs. for the Rebels, who lead by 9. And another dose of Ferris. There are a lot of guys who will know they've played in a football game tomorrow morning.
Yeah,
worn down tonight.
This was a hitting game, Brad.
Yeah.
I mean, these two teams definitely, you know, the first half was a little sloppy with turnovers, but they cleaned it up in the second half. 5 turnovers in the first half, or 1 in the second, the interception. And 3 interceptions for bricking are a big story. Look at that, 256 yards. Are you serious? My goodness, that's Sean Alexander-like right there.
Carry number 38 for Corey. Ferris is a big one. Wow. Doucette hits a block. Ferris down to the 5-yard line.
Boy, Doucette did a great job. He got his block on Connor Brock. He blocked Brock.
That will take him just short of 300 yards.
Man.
299.
And watch the vision, the cutback lane. And now he's going to pick up his receiver. He says, you know, Doucette, you may be little, but I can count on you. And he got the block on Brock and almost took it to the corner of the end zone. And watch Doucette. He's like, you know what, Brock, I'm going to stalk you, Brock. And once you turn, boop, got you. Oh. I mean, it's not going to rattle his feelings or anything, but that was a great seal block on the perimeter.
First and goal from the 5. Ferris is dumped. Still doesn't have that 300. So just when Doucette says, I got your 200, Corey says, I got your 3.
Boy, and in the first half, it really made him work. His rush efficiency wasn't up to his standards. I mean, 5.5 yards a carry is awesome. But when you're averaging 7.5 coming in, it's below the bar that you've set. But in the second half, are you kidding me? He had a game in the second half alone that most people would be proud to have. This guy's had a game. Doucette's had a game.
The Deuce.
Oh, the Deuce is loose tonight.
He brings in the play, and he goes out wide right. And that is not Connor Brock on him out that side. Ferris, play action and rolling. Bogle, gonna cut it back inside. Touchdown, Sean Bogle.
Boy, he just froze Cody Godsey, the linebacker. And you got a very athletic guy in space against a linebacker in space, and the athletic guy who has the rack and pinion steering against the linebacker who's more of not an 18-wheeler, but certainly not rack and pinion steering, and the quarterback wins it. And this is tough. Linebacker in space, whoop, freeze him. Now that's tough duty there.
Chalfant, the extra point is good.
Well, the toughest deal was trying to stay on your feet on that track, and right. Bogle went down.
You don't want to run too far.
Yeah.
43-27. As Dixie is finding out 21 wouldn't do it tonight because you got too much Deuce, you got too much Ferris.
And this is deceiving because we had a 2-point football game. It seemed like about 8 minutes ago. I mean, it was a 2-point game late in the third quarter.
Yes, it was. 6 plays, 65 yards, 3:21 off the clock. Sean Bogle with a 5-yard run.
And once again, Bogle, little misdirection, naked bootleg, run pass option. Actually, in fairness to the linebacker, Cody Godsey coming off a block, and it looked like he was gripped a little bit as he was trying to come off the block, but that's treacherous over there when you have spikes.
And he held on
that
to the
tartan
ball.
turf.
So they'll put Houlihan to kick this one off with.
Look at those hairstyles. That was a contrast there, wasn't it?
137 to go in this one. Maloney back deep. And this one's about salted away. I'm not sure Dixie has the big play potential in a very short period of time as this one absolutely runs through the end zone on the ground.
It looks like Boone County is going to go to 5-2 on the season. And Dixie will slide to under
3 and 4.
Under 500 on the season, right?
And you look at the remaining schedules. Boone usually, the big game that they're talking about usually is the Ryle game, which they have next week. So Maloney trying to take one outside here. They've got that big one next week against Ryle.
Maloney's shaken up a little bit as he's slung to the turf unceremoniously. And the last thing you want to have is Maloney get hurt at the very end of the football game when you do have a big football game to consider next week against Ryle, like you spoke of.
And these are for playoffs. In these new district setups, 4 out of the 5 in each of these districts will go to the playoffs, and they're pretty well set up at this point. But Dixie Heights now in treacherous situation as they get Scott Ryle and Campbell County to finish out their season. You see Maloney's numbers, and he's right on his average, averaging about 119 per game coming in.
Yeah, and averaging like 5.5 yards a carry, and that's about where he is tonight. You know, I mean, he had himself a nice football game, and the difference was the balance. You had the 1-2 punch of over 200 yards for Boone.
Give it to Connor Brock this time with Maloney getting hurt. We'll take it out just short of the 30-yard line with Brian Robertson in on the tackle.
The Paul Revere 21st Century game, both teams had the ground attack. One team had the air attack, and that air attack was provided by the Deuce for Boone County. Detmer was the leading factor in the air for Joey Bricking, but he has another 3-interception night.
Got Detmer there. His favorite target. Will take it out for a first down at the 36-yard line. Jason Chisholm in on the tackle. You know, I got to give it up to Connor Brock tonight. Here's a kid who's been put on an island all night long, and every time you see him, he acts like he's got a very short memory and going full motor whether it's offense or defense.
Yeah, it was not for lack of effort. He was after it tonight.
Bricking under pressure. Wanted Detmer, but he was covered. Throws the other side, and that one's incomplete. Trying to hit Christian Braun on that side.
You know, and for Dixie, another guy we've spoken of a couple of times, but I think he deserves mention again in the pits. Alex Koski did a nice job.
Game.
You know, he flashed. He showed up regularly. He showed up, you know, covering people up, blocking as an offensive lineman, and he had a lot of plays on the defensive side of the football. And
look at the sweat working on that jersey.
Yeah, he laid it out. He laid it on the line tonight.
Hey, big fella, if that's the way you play when you want to play, I'll play like that every night. It's fun to watch. As Maloney is back in and takes it across the 40-yard line, and that'll do it. They don't have to snap it anymore, and probably may get one more out of this. Nope, they're gonna call it. Say you're the better team tonight.
No mas.
Boone County gets it done. Rick Thompson came up with the deuce and the double deuce, if you count number 4.
Yeah, the ace and the deuce. He had them both, and they were both wild tonight.
500 yards of offense between those two guys. That'll get it done for any team.
Yeah, when you have excellence in balance in the excellence like that, man, that's some high-powered stuff right there.
So last year's game, we said coming in ended up 14-10. We thought there'd be a few more points on the board, and that's because these two offenses, certainly Boone County and definitely Dixie Heights in some way as well, have found out how to work the big play because they have those big play kind of guys.
In Bogle, there's a guy that should get the award for best supporting role tonight, because you had the 2 stars putting up big numbers, but if he doesn't get the ball to Doucette, the Deuce does not loose, you know. And Bogle did a pretty good job of. I thought he was a little bit too anxious in the first half of trying to force things, but then when he just started managing the football game and let the game come to him, he did a nice job of getting the ball where it was supposed to be.
The Deuce is going to look back on those he dropped and think about maybe a 300-yard receiving game that he could have had tonight. As it is, he scores 3 times, goes over 200 yards. We'll come back with some stats and highlights and present our stars of the game. Your final score, Boone County 43, Dixie Heights 27. We're back in a minute.
When it comes to going bald, you now have a choice. Advances in medical science have resulted in the world's first and only permanent solution to hair loss.
It is your real hair. It's your natural hair. You wash it, you cut it, you swim with it.
Bosley is the world's most experienced hair restoration experts, having pioneered virtually every major advancement in the art and science of hair restoration.
I'm very satisfied, very happy with what I've done. This has got to be one of the best decisions I've made in my life, I'll tell you that.
Bosley Hair Restoration is a relatively simple outpatient procedure. The results look completely natural, and it's affordable on nearly any budget. Call the toll-free number now to receive your free, no-obligation information kit that will help you decide if hair restoration at Bosley is right for you. You don't have to accept going bald. Do something about it right now.
Call 1-800-992-0260. That's 1-800-992-0260. Call now.
The first case of HIV/AIDS was identified 25 years ago. Since then, 25 million people have died. 5,000 people die daily. The fight against this disease still hasn't produced a cure, but every day, each and every person who joins the fight brings us that much closer to winning it. So why should you care? Because it's impossible not to. Join the fight.
No matter how you drive, we got you covered.
Hang on, Barney. Here we go, buddy. They'll never catch us now, Barney. Oh, doggy. Barney, think and stop. We're good. Here we are. I love this job. Come on, boy.
At Acceptance, nobody gets stuck without car insurance. Call today.
Oh, it's fine.
Now here's a deal you won't want to miss. Get free internet access when you order digital phone, plus HBO and Showtime for only $5 a month. With digital phone, you'll get the most popular calling features like call waiting, caller ID, three-way calling, and new caller ID on TV, exclusively from Time Warner Cable. So call now and get installed tomorrow. If we don't install your services tomorrow, you'll get 1 month of HBO free. So call 1-866-44-CABLE now. Some restrictions may apply.
I need Time Warner.
Fantasy. The best damn sports show, period. Weeknights on FSN.
How you doing, man? Hey. Coming up on Josh's Cribs.
Josh was he was like the smallest guy in the neighborhood.
They called him Tiger because he was so quick.
Oh yeah, baby, get it up, baby.
Go, get it up.
I think it was very important for me to actually involve myself. Come on, you gotta block me, you gotta block me. Hit them low, hit them here, and wrap up. I really do care about the kids, and I try to show that as much as I can so, you know, they can lead by example one day.
1, 2, 3,
we welcome you, we welcome you.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
It's Jay. It's JC, man.
It's Josh's crib, it's Josh's crib.
You're watching Josh's Cribs on FSN Ohio. On this segment of Josh's Cribs, you will meet the two people, my parents, who brought me into this world, military style. I'm running a little late, but I'm off to get my parents. Hope they're not mad at me. We'll find out. I'm able to, you know, fly them out